In Unix, there's a concept called everything is a file. But what does that mean and why does it really matter? On Linux, for example, if you want to get some information regarding your RAM, you can read the file called procmeminfo and you'll get a lot of information. Because this is just a file, you can access this through shell scripts or with any programming language that can read a file. So instead of having separate bindings for each programming language, you have a unified simple interface that works everywhere. You may notice that there's a lot of information here, and probably a lot that you don't really need. And the way we access information is kind of hacky. We need to do some substring matching, but on Linux there's a thing called sysfs. And instead of having all that information in one file, you have a directory, and then each file will represent each value. So here, for example, we have core temp, which represents the CPU, and we can get the current temperature for the CPU from these files. So these are probably for each core. Temp1 is for the package, I think. And we also have a lot of other devices. There's this directory where you can set your current fan speed by writing to certain files. So you can actually control your fans with a simple shell script. You just need to read your temperature and then determine the speed based on that temperature and write to the files corresponding to the fan you want to set. And you can add more temperatures. For example, if you want to control your fans according to your CPU temperature and your GPU temperature, which works at least when you're using the open source GPU drivers. And that's how I'm controlling my fans. I have files that I want to read from. Then I determine the fan speed based on the temperatures. And to set the fan speed, I just write to these files.